Okay. Today we will see about the leveling, that is last concept. And sorry, due to some system issue, the system college system is completely formatted, so I'm not able to find any PPTs. And merely I have made a three PPTs for 3 units, but it has all been vanished now. So better I will go through the textbooks, and I will try to write on the PPT also, so that I will try to match in the both way. Okay. Even also I will go through the Googles and will show the some pics also. Okay. I don't know how suddenly it has been formatted or some think it has been I think it is showing that Windows has been expired. So let hope, and I will give my best such that even I will show you the pics, and I will write some things which are important in the PPT also. So but the thing is that I will manage the both things. Okay. So the we will go for the next concept, that is leveling. Okay. In surveying, the leveling is most important. Okay. The arranging how it is important. Similarly, the leveling is also most important. Nowadays, you can see means uh, from 10 years, you can see the people standing with some telescope in the road, okay, taking some measurements, some heights, okay. Those are nothing but the leveling process, okay. So I will show you some pics also along with the okay. I hope you have seen these type of instruments. Diploma students, I know that they are familiar with this instrument, that is dumpy level, auto level, etc. So you can see the survey person or an engineer holding this type of in the field and taking some measurements. Okay, so this all comes in the under the surveying leveling. Okay, we have different types of leveling instruments. Okay, we have different types of staffs also. So we will go through one by one. One second, it is possible. Okay, better I will go through here only. Hmm. So, what you mean by leveling? Okay, we have different types of definition. It is a branch of survey to measure height of a specified object or a relative position with respect to the datum line. Okay, it is an art of in basic surveying definition. We have seen what is the basic surveying definition. It is art of science to determine the relative position, either it is on the ground, above the ground, or below ground. So it resembles the same. It is defined as an art of determining the relative height. Okay. Here what we are doing, we are measuring the relative height of different points on above or below the surface. Whether it is able to, you can download it. Inside it, I will check it. You can download it. Just that in PPT I can write. So leveling is the art, okay, of determining the relative heights of a different points on, above, or below the surfaces. Okay. Then what is the main principle of leveling? Okay. The main principle of leveling is to obtain horizontal line of sight. Means you are seeing from this telescope, you are taking the horizontal sight with respect to vertical distance of points above or below the line of sight. It may be, means if this is the Okay, if this is the horizontal line means you are taking the relative height by whether it is below the line of sight or above the line of sight. Okay, next objectives of leveling: to find the elevation of a given point with respect to some assumed reference line called datum. Okay, I hope in last class I was told about what is different types of benchmarks, okay, elevations. I hope I have explained you what is foresight, backside. I think I have explained foresight, backside, etc. Okay, and to establish a required elevation with respect to data. Okay, I hope I have explained all these terms. Yes, yeah, I have explained about the benchmark also, line of collimation. I have explained what is foresight, intermediate sight. Okay, I will explain once more also. Don't worry. Next, see these are the terms very important in leveling. Okay, what is level surface? It is a surface parallel to mean spheroidal surface of the earth. Means it is a completely horizontal surface. So we will call it as a level surface. What is a level line? Line lying on the level surface. Okay, there is a line which is lying on a perfectly horizontal ground surface. Okay, horizontal plane, it also resembles the same thing. Okay, horizontal plane to a point is a plane tangential to the level surface. Means if there is a horizontal or perfectly leveled surface, in that you are taking some positions with respect to that plane, we will call it as a horizontal plane. Okay, what is horizontal line? It is a straight line tangential to the level line. Okay, next. Okay, another thing is that datum, mean sea level, and elevation or reduced level. Okay, so these three are most important thing. Okay, and further we have some foresight, backside, intermediate side also. Those are also very important. So what is datum? Okay, it is an arbitrary level surface from which elevation of points may be referred. Okay, with respect to one. Okay, say this. See, if this is my horizontal surface. Okay, and here I have some ground. Okay, this is my ground. So before starting my leveling, what I will do, I will take some, say this is my datum or benchmark. So I will call this one as 100 meter. Okay, then here what I will do, I will set up my instrument, then I will keep my stuff here, and I will take on the readings. Okay, so you are giving this height, okay, with respect to this datum line. Okay, suppose, see, first what I will do, I will take a backside reading. Okay, first I will take backside reading with respect to this datum or benchmark or a temporary mark, we will see further. Okay, and this is 2 meter depth. So then what is this level now? That is 100 minus 2, that is 98. Okay, again this is 1 meter down, this will be 97. So what we are taking with respect to this datum line or benchmark. So it is an arbitrary level surface from which elevation of a point may be referred. Okay, in India, mean sea level is considered as a datum of zero elevation. It is situated in Karachi. Okay, what is mean sea level? Okay, next we have mean sea level. Okay, it is the average height of a sea for all stages of tides. Okay, we have high rise tides, low rise tides. Okay, and lunar tides. Okay, due to moons. Okay, during the new moon day. So with considering all those things, we have taken an average height of a sea for all stages of tides. It is derived by averaging the hourly tides height. Okay, so don't go through this one. It is in a transportation engineering volume 2 during the designing of the harbors. Okay, there you will come to know what is the different types of tides and everything. So just remember it is the average height of a sea. Okay, mean sea level. Next, level elevation or reduced level. Okay, we in short terms what we'll call this one as RL. Okay, reduced level we'll call it as RL. It is a height or depth of any point above or below any datum line. Previously, I have shown you that if the datum is 100 and another there was a 2 meter fall. Okay, so how much it was? The RL was how much? 100 minus 2, that is 98. That is we call as a reduced level. Then we have benchmark. Okay, it is a fixed reference point of known elevation with respect to datum. Okay, line of collimation, we will come into the instrument, means that is the line. Okay, it is a line joining the intersection of crosshair of a diaphragm, means in instrument detailing we will see this one. It is a line joining the intersection of crosshairs, okay, of diaphragm to the optical center of the object glass and its continuum. It is known as the line of sight. Okay. What is height of the instrument? It is the elevation of a line of collimation with respect to datum line. Means say this is my ground. Okay. This is my benchmark. Say it is 100. RL of the benchmark is 100. Okay, this is my instrument. When I keep my stuff, okay, and I take the reading, so by taking the reading, how much I have got? 1.2 meter. Okay, with respect to what? With respect to benchmark, so we will call it as a height of the instrument, HI. Okay, then we have height of the, okay, we have backside. It is the staff reading taken at known elevation. It is the first, just remember, backside will be the first reading. Okay, it is the first staff reading taken after the setup of the instrument. Next we have foresight. I will go for the intermediate site. Okay, it is the staff reading taken on a point whose elevation is to be determined. All staff reading between backside and foresight are intermediate site. Okay, then we have foresight. As the name indicates, we are seeing forward, and it will be the last staff reading. Okay, before changing the instrument, it is the last staff reading taken, denoting the shifting of the instrument. Okay, means see, this one is the first one is the back side. Okay, then I will take another side here. I will call this one as 1 2 3 4. Okay, this one will be the intermediate side. Again, here I am taking, it will be the intermediate side. Here I am taking the height, it will be the intermediate side. Here I am taking the intermediate, means this is the point where I have to shift this instrument to another position. So this will be the foresight. Okay, then after foresight, what I will do, I will bring this instrument here. I will keep it here. Then I will take the back reading again. Okay. What is change of point? Just now I showed you, means I am moving instrument from one position to the another position. It is the point on which both fore and back sides are taken. Okay, instrument for leveling. Okay, the following instruments are essential required for leveling. That is, one is level, auto level, dumpy level, etc. Another one is the leveling staff. Leveling staff is nothing but, don't get confused, it is like a scale. What you use, it is like a scale, but the scale which you are using, it will be in centimeter. Here it will be in meters. Okay. Levels and the types of levels. Instrument used for furnish horizontal line of sight for observing, staff reading, and determining the levels. Means it is used to take the respective heights. And we have different types of level, that is dumpy level, tilde level, while level, and auto level. For your syllabus, we have dumpy level and auto level. Okay. What is dumpy level? Dumpy level is a simple, compact, and stable instrument. Okay. The telescope is rigidly fixed to the support. Just remember that telescope, which will be rigidly fixed to support, and it cannot be rotated about the horizontal axis. Okay. I will show you the fake. Okay. This is your auto level. Okay. I will share you some videos also. So, sorry, first one is was our dumpy level, right? So, okay, this is a dumpy level. Here you can see eyepiece. Okay, so you will see through this point. Okay, this is the object class. Okay. And we have centering method is there. I will show how to make center of it. Okay, now we have three screws. Okay, how to adjust those screws. Okay, here you can see screws are there. Three screws will be there. How to use those three screws. Okay, so this is about the dumpy level. Next, because here, okay, and we have our auto level or automatic level. It is known as the self-aligning level. Okay, it is a recent development. The fundamental difference between the auto level and other level is that the leveling is not manually, but it is leveled automatically. Okay, so this is the auto level. Later on, you can go through the images. Okay, and we have stuff. So we have seen about the uh, machine. Then we will go for the scales. Okay, then we have leveling staffs. Leveling staffs are the scales on which these distance are measured. Okay, means distance are measured means in terms that with respect to height. Okay, vertical axis. So leveling staff are of two types: self-reading staff and target staff. Okay, so here it is not clear. So here you can see it is a staff. Okay, it is like means whatever you have used in the uh, like a scale. Okay, 30 centimeter, 15 centimeter scale. It is also the same. Okay, the only the thing is that it will be in terms of meters. Okay, okay. So it is 0 meter here. It is 0.5 meter. It is 0.1 meter. Okay. I hope in last class I said how to take the readings also, means how to read the stuff. Okay. See, One second. Just I will take one staff and I will show how to take the readings. Mm, if it is not there, mm, I will take this quick. Okay, so in start we will be the least count of the staff is that least count is 0.005, or we can call it as 5 mm. Least count will be how much? 5 mm, very important. Okay, just remember it. Here you can see zero point 0.9. Okay, this is 0.9. If I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is my 0.000. Okay, now the distance between this much, it will be how much? 5 mm, or you can call it as 0.005. And keep it in one mind that the staff reading will be up to 3 decimals. Okay, for example, say I have taken something reading that it should be 97.050, 97.500, or 97.005. Okay, it should be up to 3 decimal. Just remember it. Okay, suppose while seeing from the telescope, in telescope we will be having like this crosshair. So when you are seeing, say that I will take it here only. This is 9 and this is 1.000. Okay, now if your crosshair is intersecting at this point, okay, then the reading will be 0.950. Okay, how? This is from here to here, it is zero point 0.1, 0.2, 3, 4, 5, therefore 50. Now suppose if your star it is intersecting at this point, means at this whiter position. Okay, therefore the reading will be how much? 0.945, means 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one half. Okay, suppose say your staff is intersecting at this point, how much it will be? First you take this one, that is 0.9, then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have left one more, 9. Okay, and here we have 5, that is 95. So how, this is how we will take the staff reading. And we have different types of benchmarks also. For your syllabus, it is not there. For your syllabus, we have only types of leveling, that is simple leveling, differential leveling, profile. Only definitions are there. Okay, types of benchmarks is there, only definitions are there. Next, dumpy level and its component, auto level. Okay, adjustments are there. Reciprocal leveling. Okay, then numericals. So what is a benchmark? Okay, benchmark is a point of, initially I have shown you what are the different types of benchmarks and what are the uses. So benchmark is a point of known elevation. Okay, there are four kinds of benchmarks, that is GTS, Great Trigonometrically Survey benchmarks. Okay, next we have permanent benchmark, arbitrary benchmark and temporary benchmark. Okay, what is GTS? Okay, Great Trigonometrical Stations. That is, there are the benchmark established with very high degree of precision at regular interval by Survey of Indian Department. Means it is Indian Survey Department. It will they will create some benchmarks. You can see in railway stations. Okay, there you can see the benchmarks. Those are all conducted by the Surveying Department of India. Okay, over the country, their positions and RL's value. Their position and RL's value above mean sea level, which was earlier located at Karachi, and now it is taken at Bombay High, Mumbai. Okay, and it is given in catalog formed by the department. Okay, so this is the major important benchmarks. Okay, see here we can see these are the some of the GTS, Great Trigonometric Survey benchmarks. Next we have permanent benchmarks. Okay, permanent benchmarks are the fixed in different GTS benchmarks by government or agencies such as railway department. In railway station you can see the these benchmarks. I will show you the images also. PWD, that is Public Works Department, etc. The benchmarks are written on the permanent object such as milestones, culverts, bridges, etc. Their value are clearly written and their position are recorded for further reference. Means if you want to do any, say, if you want to construct a road, okay, new road in your city, then you have to take some references. Okay, means benchmark references with respect to these permanent benchmarks. Okay, so in railway station, here you can see they will be writing some like this. MSL means mean sea level 736 feet or 224 meters. Actually, nowadays we are writing in terms of the meter. I will show you the pics. Okay, here you can see the MSL written on the stations. Okay, then arbitrary and temporary benchmarks. These are the reference point whose RLs are arbitrary assumes. They are assumed in small works such as benchmark may be assumed as 150. Okay, whenever I explain you some diagrams, I will take always 100, okay, as the RL. So these are the some arbitraries with respect to what we are going to take the elevations. While construction of the apartments or heavy tall building, what we will do, we will take arbitrary as 100 only. Okay, with respect to 100, if the building is going on excavation, means the readings will be 97, 95, 90 like that. And the first floor, second floor they are constructed means it will be 103, 106, 109 like that. Okay. Temporary benchmarks, these are the reference points established during the leveling operation when there is a break in work. Okay, or at the end of the day's work, the value of the reduced level are marked on some permanent objects such as stones, trees, etc. So while I'm doing the surveying, okay, I will be carrying the uh, levels, okay, from one end to the other end. But uh, it is not possible me to complete in a single day. So at the end of the day, what I will do, I will mark my temporary benchmarks on uh, trees, stones, or any pools like that. Okay, so they are the temporary benchmarks. Then we have adjustments. Before going to adjustment, I will show you the set up the level instrument. Whether it is there or not. Yeah. Okay. Setting up before directly going to the temporary adjustment. I hope you imagine how the instrument will be there. Okay. Auto level and dumpy level. Okay. We will go one by one. So these are the adjustment. We have temporary adjustment and permanent adjustments. Okay, we have two types of adjustment. So the first one will be the setting up of the level. Then we will be having the leveling of the telescope. Then focusing of the eyepiece and focusing of the object. Quickly, I will explain. I will show you the videos. Okay, such that you will get the clear idea. Setting up the first one. Setting up of the instrument. That is what you will do, you take that the machine and what you do, you will fix it on the tripod. Okay, that will be coming under the setting up of the level. This includes fixing the instrument on the tripod, leveling the instrument approximately by the tripod. Okay, means like this, you will take out the machine and will fix it on the tripod, and by seeing through eyesight, just you will level the tripod also. Okay, then we have leveling. How to do leveling in a plane table? How we have done, we have kept the compass, rough compass at the corners, and we have saw the bubbles, not rough compass, spirit level we have kept at the corners, and kept at 90 degrees also, and we saw the bubble will come at the center. Okay, here also with help of the spirit level or the bubble tube, we will do the centering of the leveling machine or auto level. The leveling is done with the help of the foot screws. Okay, here we will be having 3 screws. The purpose of the leveling is to make the vertical axis truly vertical. Okay, it is done with the help of the foot screw. First point is that place the telescope parallel to the foot screw and then hold the screw between the thumb and first finger and turn them either inward or outward until the longitude bubble comes into the center. I will show you the video. Don't understand anything. Then turn the telescope 90 degree so that the line parallels to the third foot screw. Turn the screw until the bubble comes in the center. Okay. See here. This is your uh, auto level. Okay. In auto level, we have how many screws? We have 3 screws. Okay. So what we will do? We will turn the telescope in a such a way that here you can see this is the bubble, okay, which is parallel to the 2 screws. Okay, parallel to the 2 screws. Then with the help of our thumbs, okay, with the help of our left thumb and with the help of our right thumb, we will rotate the screw either inwards or outwards until the bubble come to the center. Then what we will do, we will turn the telescope such that the bubble is parallel to the third screw. Then we will rotate and we will see the bubble came to the center. Okay. Then focusing means some people will be having specs, some people will don't having the specs. Okay. So they are focusing, the object will be different. So we will be having some screws, okay, eyepiece and telescope adjusting target screws. So with the help of that we will focus the object. So I will show the figure video. Am I audible now? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So first what you will do, you will take the tripod, okay. These are the screws, okay, to adjust the height. It will be tightening screws, okay. After that you will keep the foot on the tripod and fix it firmly to the ground. This is how you will keep your tripod. Then you will press the legs, okay, such that it will firmly fix into the ground, means it will not slide. Okay, this is the most important procedure. Otherwise the leveling everything the work, then what you will do, you will keep the auto level on the telescope. So you can see three screws are there. Then you will tie to the, you will fix the tripod to the auto level. Okay, now the machine is completely fixed to the tripod, okay. Now here there will be a bubble, okay. Here you can see there is a bubble, okay. What you have to do, I think we are doing in a fast method. So actually we have different two methods are there. So whenever I was doing in site also, just I used two legs and almost 90% I have done leveling. So different people have different methods of leveling also. I think, but he is not doing, he's not doing our procedure. Just he is untightening the screws so that he can adjust the tripod length. Okay. Then according to your height you can just set up the machine, okay, with respect to your height. Some people will be short, so they need little bit at lower height. Some people will be sorry. See, after screwing everything he is pressing it such that it fixes firmly to the ground, means it will not slip it. Then you can see a screw will be along with the tripod. You should fix it to the machine. So now we kept parallel to the two screws. Okay, you are able to see, I think. Oh, sorry. See, he is holding the two screws with his thumb. Okay, and he is pushing either inward or outward. And your bubble will move with respect to your left thumb. Okay, just remember, after doing that, what he will do, he will keep the bubble with parallel to the third screw, means with respect to this screw. Now he will adjust with respect to this screw. Now you can see the entire instrument is centered. Centering has been done, means we have kept everything in a vertical axis. Okay, I will freeze it here. Yeah. So here you can see we have one, two. So here we have one screw, two screw, and this is the third one. Okay, and this is my spirit level of bubble tube, this one. Okay, spirit level. Okay, so what I will do, I will keep the spirit level, okay, parallel to A and B. It means like this. Okay, then what I will do, I will take my left thumb towards A and the right thumb towards B. Okay, with the help of two thumb, either I will move my thumb inward, okay, or outward. Simultaneous means if you are moving your left thumb inward, means this is the inward, means you should move the right thumb also inward. Okay, means you should not do reverse position, means if you are going in anti-clockwise direction, this one and this one, uh, means this one is inside and this one is outside, you should not do like that. You should do, this one is inside, means this should be inside. If the rotating the screw in outside, means this should be outside. Okay, so after doing that, the bubble will come at this point. Okay, then what I will do, I will rotate my instrument and I will keep my spirit level or bubble along parallel to the C. Okay, then what I will do, I will adjust either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction, and I will make the bubble to come at the center. Okay, this is how we will do the leveling, sorry, centering. So this is what we use to focus. Okay, in camera you have lens, right? How you adjust, means how you rotate to focus the image, like that also we will use this screw to focus the telescope, sorry, staff. Okay, this screw we will rotate either clockwise or anti-clockwise just to focus the telescope. Just remember, the same way that you use the DSLR camera, means you rotate the lens. Okay, here we rotate this screw. Okay, this was about the temporary adjustment. Then we have focusing the eyepiece. To focus the eyepiece, hold a white paper. Means why we are using that eyepiece means sorry. So you have to rotate the eyepiece because some people will not be able to see this crosshair. Okay, the crosshair present in the telescope. Okay, so what we have to, you have to use the eye screw to see this one. Okay, the procedure is different, that we have to keep the white paper in front of that and we have to rotate it. To focus the eyepiece, hold a white paper in front of the object glass and move the eyepiece in or out until the crosshair are distinctly seen. Okay, then focusing of an object, just now I have given an example of the DSLR camera. Direct the telescope to the leveling star. Okay, means point towards the star, and on looking through the telescope, turn the focusing screw till the image appears clearly and sharp. Okay, then permanent adjustments, the establishment of the desired relation between the fundamental lines of elevation. Leveling instrument is termed as permanent adjustment. So permanent adjustment indicates the rectification of an instrumental error. Okay. So we have different types of permanent adjustment, that is fundamental lines, line of collimation, the axis of bubble tube, the vertical axis, the axis of telescope. Okay. Just remember these points, and these all are permanent adjustments. If there are any errors, means these are all done by the uh, means the companies, the one who do the repair things. Okay. Then we have, okay, and here the classification of leveling. Okay. But for your syllabus, we have simple leveling, differential leveling, profile leveling, cross section, fly leveling is there, check leveling, reciprocal leveling, and trigonometric leveling. That too, it is not up to depth. Only have some definitions and some small numericals are there. So we will see one by one. What is simple leveling, differential leveling, file leveling check, profile, cross leveling, reciprocal, precise, trigonometric, biometric, and hypermetric leveling is there. Now, what is simple leveling? Many times I have given you an example. Okay, that is with respect to the simple leveling. Okay, it is the simplest method used when it is required to find the difference in elevation between two points. Okay, here you can see. Okay, say the height of this station A is this one. This is a B. I will call this one as a B. Okay, and the RL, how much it is? It is 80. Okay, now I want to determine the relative height or a relative position of a point, point at a station B. So what I will do? First, I will set up my instrument. Okay, then I will take a benchmark. I will, instead of calling 100, here I have called it as a 80. Then what I will do, I will take a back side. This is my star. Okay, so how much I have got? Reading as 1.6 meter, that is 1.600. Okay, this much I have got. Then I will take the reading towards the station B. Then how much I have got? 1.739. So this minus this, we will get the, means station B minus say station A or station A minus station B, the RLs at the station A and B will give the relative height between the 2 points. See here how much I have got. 1 second, I will clear it. How much here? How much I have got? 181.600 means this one is 80 and this one is 1.6. How much I have got? 81.600. Now here how much I have got? 79.861. So after deducting those things, we will get the difference height between the 2 points. Next, we have differential leveling, means where we do the change of points. Okay, backside, intermediate side, foresight, again backside, intermediate side, foresight. This method is used to find the difference in elevation between points if they are too far apart or the difference in elevation between them is too much. See here you can see initially I have kept my instrument at station E and I have took the reading. Then I have done the change of point or change of station. Again I am taking the reading. So this indicates means if you are changing the station instruments from one point to another point, or if you are moving station from one point to another point, then we will call it as a differential leveling. See here, this is the differential example for differential leveling. Just I will take the image. Okay, see here instead of taking 100, they have taken the benchmark as how much? Reduced level at the benchmark error datum, it is 50. That is 50.000. Then what I have done is that I have kept my instrument here. Okay, then I have taken the reading at this point, then at this point, this point, this point, and this point. Okay, after here what I have done, I have shifted my instrument towards this point. Okay, then I have taken the back side, intermediate side. Okay, then foresight, then I have changed my instrument. Okay, then I have taken the back side here, then foresight, intermediate side, then I have changed my station. Okay, so moving from moving the instrument or changing the point from one position to another position, we will call it as a differential leveling, and we will do where there is a lot of height difference from one point to the another point. Okay, then we have fly leveling. Fly leveling is just like a differential leveling carried out to check the accuracy of leveling work. Okay, the work is what we do is same one. Okay, it is a process of determining the elevation of points which are at a certain distance. So this is the fly leveling. The same thing we will do, but we will check the elevation of points which are certain distance apart. Okay, there will be a series of levels taken from one benchmark to another benchmark. Okay, then classification of leveling, check leveling and profile leveling. Check leveling, I think it is not there for it. Okay, it is a process of running levels for the purpose of checking a series of levels. Means this kind of leveling is carried out to check the accuracy of the work. Means to just to cross check. One person will be doing the surveying. Okay, will take the levelings. Then again another person will come and they will do the surveying. The thing is that to check the accuracy of the work done. Okay, it is done at the end of the days. Sorry, it is done at the end of day's work in the form of fly leveling to connect the finishing point and the starting point. Okay, so what we are doing at the end of the work, where we will carry the check leveling just to determine the levels taken at the starting points and the end points are correct or not. Then we have profile leveling or L leveling. This profile leveling it is most suitable in the road construction and railway track construction, etc. Okay, this method is used for taking the levels along the center line of any alignment like road, railways, canals, etc. Means what we are doing, the road width will be there, okay, say around 3 meter width will be there. So what we will do, we will take the center, that is 1.5 meter right hand side, 1.5 meter left hand side. So we will do the uh, center alignment, okay, and we will do the leveling of that one, okay. The object is to determine the undulations of the ground surface along the alignment, okay. If I want to construct a road, see this will be my road, okay, but before in primary survey what we will do, this is my center line, okay, this will be my the center line. What we will do, first we will do the survey work for this one, this line, okay. The one point to another point, it will be 30-meter difference or 15-meter difference or 30-meter difference from one point to another point. Okay, in detailing we will see in the further units. And if I draw the elevation of that one, means the ground will be like this, okay. So we will check how the road should be constructed, how much the uh, mountains or ground should be trimmed, how much we should fill the ground, that all thing we will see here. Okay, here you can see cutting and earthwork work is there. I think diploma persons will be aware of this one. Further also we will see, okay. So this here you can see this is our actual ground and we have done this survey. We will be having the RLs and we will be determining the reduced level formations. Formation level means the road where should be constructed, at what slope we have to construct. So we all see this one in the profile leveling. Then trigonometric leveling is not there for you. Classification of line, diameter and parameter, it is not there. This one is not there. Yeah, reciprocal leveling is there and it is most important in terms of numericals also. What do you mean by reciprocal leveling? Means uh, the simple leveling is there, it is like that same only, but the procedure is little bit reverse one, okay, to determine the relative position of two different points. Okay, in reciprocal leveling, the method is adopted to accurately determine the difference of level between 2 points, okay, which are far apart. It is used. It is also used when it is not possible to set up any midway between 2 points. Means say that the station A and station B are too far between each other, and it is not possible to construct any intermediate station between them. So then what we will do, we will go for the reciprocal leveling, but the procedure is same to determine the relative positions or relative heights. Here let A and B be the 2 points on the opposite bank of the river. Yeah, it is here. So let A and B be the 2 points on the opposite bank of the river. It is required to find out the level difference between the A and B. So here you can see this is station A and this is a station B, but I am not able to establish the intermediate site here. Sorry, intermediate station here because the water is there. So in that time what we will do, we will go for the reverse leveling, reciprocal leveling. Set up the level very near to A and take the reading at A and B. Okay, what you are doing, you are standing at the station A and you will take the level at A and B. means you have set up this instrument here. Okay, you have taken the level at A here, and also you have taken the level at B here. Let the elevations be A dash and B dash, or A1 and B1. Now shift the level and set up very near to B. Okay, what you are doing, you are shifting the instrument from B to A to B, and observe A and B. Let the readings be A2 and B2. Okay, let T is the true difference of level between A and B, and error due to the curvature, refraction, and imperfect adjustment. So these types of problems will be there. We will see in the numericals also. See, initial what we will do, we will set up the instrument at this point. We will take reading at A and B. Then we will shift to the station B, and we will see the station B and station A. Okay. Then we have some formulas. Then we will determine the difference between the two stations. Thus, to eliminate the error taken on two different points, so ignore this one. So the distance d, it is given by b1 minus a1 plus b2 minus a2 divided by 2. We will get the uh, difference between the two stations. Okay, if there are any errors, means you can add the errors. If not, you can directly go for b1 minus a1 plus b2 minus a2 divided by 2. Okay, then we have height of the instrument and rise and fall methods are there, most two important things. Okay, height of the instrument and uh, rise and fall methods are there. Okay, so if I complete this one directly, I can go for the curvature effect is not there for you. Height of directly numericals are there. So uh, just right now I will explain you two different types of methods to take the levels. Okay, in next class I will go for the numericals. Okay, height of the instrument. Okay, methods of taking the levels, RLs. Okay, we have rise and fall method and height of the instrument method. This method consists of finding height of the instrument for every setup of instrument. Means wherever you shift the instrument, there means wherever you take you keep your staff. Okay, there you will take the height of the instrument. Either it may be 1.2, 1.6, by deducting the RL or datum. Okay, and then obtaining the RL of a reference point with respect to height of the instrument. See here, this is my benchmark. How much it is? 100. Okay, so I have set up my instrument here. Okay, then what I will do, first one, see, and this tabular column is also most important. We have a different tabular column for different methods. This is the tabular column for height of the instrument. Here we have station A. I will take. And the numericals are very simple. Once you remember the procedure, the numericals are very easy, both by height, rise and fall method, and the height of the instrument method. See here, this is my benchmark. Okay, and here we have set up the instruments. Okay, the tabular column consists of stations. Okay, BS is nothing but the back side, intermediate side, force side. This is the height of the instrument, RL, and remark. Okay, so whenever you set up the instrument, initially we will take it as a RL as 100. Okay, if you know the exact RL of at that point, means you can write it whatever it is there. If not, you have to take it as a 100. Then what you will do, you will take the back side. Okay, you will take the back side when you are seeing from the instrument. Okay, in this stop, how much you have got the reading as 0.9, means this is my level. I have kept my staff here. This is my instrument, so I have seen here. Okay, this is the 100. How much I have got? I have got as 0.9. Then how much What is the total height here? It is 100.90. Okay, so here we can write it as height of the instrument, how much it is? 100.9. After intermediate side, what we have? Back side we have intermediate side. Then I will go for the intermediate side. Okay, how much reading I have got? 1.11. Then after intermediate side, what we have? We have foresight. So just remember, back side, after back side we have intermediate side, after intermediate side we have foresight, again after foresight we have back side. The chain repeats. Okay, so we have taken the back side, intermediate side, and we have foresight. Okay, and one more thing, that remember, intermediate side can be n number of readings. Okay, here only we have only one reading. You can have second reading. Okay, we have second reading, third reading, fourth reading, fifth reading, sixth reading. We can have n number of reading, but at the point where you are changing the station, then you have to take the last reading in which column? In the foresight column. Okay, just remember that one. So first I have taken back side, then I have taken the intermediate side, then I have taken the foresight. Okay. Later on I will explain how to do calculations. Okay. Then what I have done? I have shifted my instrument. Okay. After shifting the instrument, what I have to do? I have to take the back side first. Okay. That is back side for intermediate side, foresight. Then what I have to do? I have to take the back side. So see, backside here is there. Then we have to go to the next column, that is intermediate side. Then go for the next row, that is foresight. After foresight, you have to write the reading of the backside here only. Okay, you have to write the reading of the backside here only. Again, then the procedure repeats like this. Okay, so here you can see backside, then intermediate side, then foresight. After foresight, again we have backside. Okay, see, after backside I have reached my destination. Okay, only one reading is left, so I am not mentioning anything in the foresight. Directly I am taking not mentioning anything in the intermediate side. Directly I am mentioning in the foresight. So directly I will write in the foresight. So this is the procedure how to write in the tabular column. After doing everything after taking the readings in this site, you have to come to office. Then you have to do the calculations. Okay, this much part you will do in the site, and this remaining thing you will do in the office work. So then how to do the calculations? This will be your reference one, right? Remark as a benchmark. Then first one was backside. What you do? 100 plus 0.9. How much you have got? 100 and 100.900. Okay, you have to write up to decimals. Then what you have to do? This 100 minus intermediate side. You have to deduct this one. 100 minus 1.1. How much you have got? 99.98. Okay. Then what you have to do? This 100.990 minus this one, 1.05. How much you have got? 99.85. Okay, so we have finished this one, we have finished this one, we have finished this one. Then we have left with backside. What we have to do? You should add the backside. Then 99.850 plus 1.45. How much you have got? 101.3. Okay, then the procedure is same. Then what to do? You just deduct 1.55. You will get the RL. So see, once again I will explain. This is my benchmark level. Okay, that is, what is the reduced level on the benchmark? It is 100. Okay, so write it as a 100. Then what you have to do, you have to add the back side. How much you have got? That is 100.900. After that, what you have to do, in height of the instrument, you have to minus intermediate side, you have to minus force side. Okay, so after 100.9 minus 1.1, how much you have got? 99.90. 100.9 minus 1.05, how much you have got? 99.85. Okay, after, see, this is our RL. Then what I have done, I have done the change of point. Then what I have to do, to get the height of the instrument, I should add this one. Okay, 99.850 plus 1.450, how much I am getting? 1.0, sorry, 101.3. Then what I have to do, I have to deduct this one, I will get the reduced level. Okay, this is the procedure we will do in the height of the instrument. Very simple. Only the thing is that you have to understand it, understand the procedure very carefully. Okay, in rise and fall method, it is little bit a lengthier one. Okay, but it is also very simple. This method consists of determining the difference of level between the consecutive points by comparing each point with intermediate points. Okay, see, here also everything is same, but we have rise and fall. Okay, I will take this one here, 5 and 9, 5 and 9. Okay, see, in rise and fall method. Okay, here also we have back side, intermediate side, force side, rise, fall, RL. Okay, in previous we have height of the instrument, but here we have rise and fall. Okay, so see, the procedure is same. Okay. Station A, how much the RL is, how much RL we have? We have 100 and benchmark. Okay, the remaining work we will do in the office. Okay, just now we will take the readings in this side. First what I will do, I will take the back side. I will write here back side, intermediate side, force side, again back side, intermediate side, force side. Okay, the procedure repeats. So the site work is same. Back side you will take, okay, then you will take intermediate side, then you will take the force side. After force side, what you will do, you will take the back side. After back side, what you will do, you will take the intermediate side. If not, if it is not there, means you will take directly the force side. Okay, the procedure is same, but the calculation is quite different here. First what you will do, you will take the RL here. Okay, how much RL it is there? 100. Okay, now you have to do 1.1 minus 0.9, or 0.9 minus 1.1. How much difference we have? Minus 0.2, means which will come in the fall. Okay, so now 100 minus this one, how much it is? 99.80. Once again I will explain. Here we have 100, correct? Now the back side is how much? 0.9. Next force side is how much? 1.1. 0.9 minus 1.1 is how much it is? Minus 0.2. What we will do, we will write in terms in the fall. Okay, now 100 minus 0.2, how much it is? 99.80. Okay, the procedure will go on. Okay, this is 99.80. Similarly, we will go for the second station, third station, like that. So in numericals, I will explain you. We will take some numericals and we will determine the number of rise and falls, so determining the RLs with respect to rise and falls and height of the instrument. So anything theory we have left with? Errors, is there errors? I will explain you later. The fraction is not there. Directly we have examples. So we have a number of examples. Even also I will take some question paper for numericals also. Set up the instrument. Okay. If possible, I will take. I think Shreyas sir is taking the class. I is taking at 3 o'clock. Okay. Tomorrow I will take the class. Okay. The next class will be with respect to numericals regarding the height of the instruments and rise and fall method. Okay. So you can comment your roll numbers and you can leave the class.